Hari Om Tat Sat. Welcome to Swami Jyotirmayananda Society, our journey to self realization. Please subscribe our channel for the mystical meanings and to enjoy daily satsang. We are currently exploring the book Yoga Essays for Self Improvement, authored by Swami Jyotirmayananda Maharaj, narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda. So, in today's satsang, we are picking up a important topic. Of course, all these topics are profound and important, but this one is the key to our success, the practice of self discipline. Self discipline is the foundation of all forms of prosperity, whether material or spiritual, and is the basis for health and long life. A disciplined personality is like a palace in which everything is kept in order, while an undisciplined personality is like a disorderly and chaotic house. While one can enjoy peace and harmony and accomplish great things in the palace of a disciplined personality, it is almost impossible to achieve anything significant with an undisciplined nature. Self discipline includes the practice of shama, meaning serenity of mind, and dhamma, control of senses. The yamas and niyamas, which are restraints and observances of Raja Yoga, are also excellent forms of self discipline. Further, self help, self restraint, self examination, self confidence, and similar virtues are deeply related to self discipline also. Self discipline then consists of the discipline of the body, discipline of the mind, and discipline of the senses. In a disciplined personality, the senses are mastered by the mind is regulated by the intellect, and the intellect is enlightened by the divine vision of the non dual self. Katha illustrates this point with the following example. He who is spiritually advanced has a personality like a chariot. The senses are like the horses that are controlled by the reins of the mind. In turn, the mind is controlled by the intellect, the chariot driver. Then the soul riding in this chariot of the human personality is led to the final goal of self realization. This discussion also comes up in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, where we see Lord Krishna is the chariot driver of Arjuna, the soul. Katha Upanishad further states that there are two paths in life. One is the Shreya and the other one is Preya, the path of blessedness and the path of pleasure. While that which is pleasant seems highly desirable at the surface, in reality it only leads to painful entanglements. The path of Shreya, on the other hand, demands discipline and culture of the body, mind, and senses, and therefore seems painful in the beginning. However, an aspirant must strive to follow the path of Shreya, thereby proceeding along the path of self discipline, which leads to the cessation of all pain and culminates in self realization or mukti, nirvana. Most people have wrong concepts of self discipline. They associate discipline with pain and tension, which in reality it is not so. When the mind is inspired by the lofty ideal of self realization, one takes recourse to the projects of self discipline with great joy and enthusiasm. Where there is vision and love, the practice of discipline becomes joyous and inspiring also. Further, there are two stages on this path: self discipline with effort and tension, and self discipline with spontaneity and joy. A person who is learning the art of playing a flute needs to exercise his fingers and discipline his lips. But when the art is perfected, he is hardly aware of his fingers and lips and the music flows through the flute, expressing the joyousness of his heart. Much in the same way, an aspirant allows himself to be disciplined with great patience and diligence, but when his personality is well disciplined, he becomes the channel of divine melody. His personality becomes a source of thoughts and actions that are divine and magnanimous. The entire process becomes joyful and spontaneous. On the path of self discipline, the following important points should be remembered. You are the architect of your destiny. You have infinite resources within yourself. Therefore, nothing is impossible for you. Failures are stepping stones to success. Never despair. Strive with sincerity and patience. Wait and watch. Develop humility. Develop the spirit of being a student in the university of life. You're always learning something new. Learn from those who are younger in age, lesser in fortune, and inferior in patience. Do not procrastinate, and then harmonize your daily life. The practice of self discipline is highly enhanced when, when an aspirant gains an insight into the philosophy of Vedanta. The self, the true identity of a person, is the reality behind all names and forms. Vedanta means the concluding portion of the Vedas. Ant means the end. So all the wisdom has been distilled into the Upanishads, which are known as the Vedanta. Therefore, self discipline is not to be regarded as an end in itself, but as a means to spiritual upliftment and realization. In this way, it becomes more effective and qualitative. It becomes a tool to your journey and it ensures your success. The project before an aspirant is to discipline his reason by Jnana Yoga, the yoga of wisdom, so that it may turn into intuition. Intuition in Hindi is called pragya. Pragya is the intuitive intellect. He needs to discipline his will through Raja Yoga in order to discover the immense power of God operating through his being. He must discipline his feeling through Bhakti Yoga in order to experience the sweetness of divine love. He should discipline his body through Karma Yoga in order to serve God through humanity. So, this integral plan of self discipline must be adopted in order to grow into a saintly personality, into a Krishna, into a Buddha, or into a Christ. It all depends on what your faith is, which doesn't matter. What matters is how sincere you are and how much effort you put in. All these religions and paths lead us to the same end goal. People who lack self discipline are unable to see their dreams come true. Their many ideas remain but seeds sown in barren soil. But those who have self discipline are able to hold lofty ideas in their minds and they see the fulfillment of their ideas by their sustained self effort. They don't give up. Pride, false satisfaction, selfishness, procrastination, ostentatiousness, and insincerity are all detrimental to the practice of self discipline. Shun these through sustained effort and take recourse to satsanga or good association. Fill your personality with sattva or purity. You have a golden future before you. When your mind is inspired by a great ideal, your senses become tame. You develop the quality of pratyahara, withdrawal of the senses, as well as dhamma, mastery over the senses. Therefore, you continue to pursue any project that you choose unrestricted or distracted by external conditions. Your focus becomes one pointed. A man lacking self discipline finds 100 excuses for being deficient in action, but one who is self disciplined moves on through summer and fall, through winter and spring, through adversity and prosperity, all without being distracted from his project. He moves from success to success. So practice japa, repetition of mantra or divine name in meditation, study spiritual scriptures, and reflect upon your essential nature. Flow out of your little self through the service of God in humanity. Be decked with divine qualities. Never turn away from the path of self discipline. You are bound to attain supreme success in life in the form of self realization, even in this very life. May God bless you. This is Swami Nikhilananda. We conclude our satsang here, and tomorrow we will pick up a topic of how to overcome self pity. Hari Om Tat Sat.